So I've done that. Can you see me?
Mm, I'm just with give me. Um, okay, you are live now, so you are live. You can continue. Just and continue with the class.
Okay, sorry about that. So let's move on.
We are not seeing the screen.
I'm sharing it
Uh,
now. Okay, so I was filling the form. After writing my name, then I moved on to gender. So this is when I was explaining that you can use order. So let's say I want to pick order. So what's going to happen is I'll type what I want to fill at that particular point. So this is just an example. But if you find the option you want, you just click on what you want. So I'm just going to click on female. So which of the courses am I interested in learning? I will. So since it's a checkbox, I can click on as many as I want. So I'll just click on all of them. So what city are you in? If you notice, this is the drop down box. The drop down box. So when I click on it, all those cities that I typed, they are showing, right? So I'll just click on Benin City. So to rate myself, I'll just click on 4, depending on the question. So why do I want to join this training? So I can type as long as I want, but just to save time, I'll type on to develop my skills. So remember this one that we did our options. So we want to find out if it actually worked. So I'm going to click yes. So when I click on yes and I click on next, so if you notice, where did it take me to? Other trainings, right? Did you guys see that?
yes, ma. Yes, ma.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes,
and
we'll
then
see.
once I click on any of the trainings, I'm going to submit. It's not going to take me to any other location. So let's go back and see if we choose another option. If you also do, so for example, let's say I clicked on no, and so next. So can you tell us why you are not interested in any of our trainings? So it took me to section 3. So let's click back again. Let's try the maybe. So maybe, and then I click on next. Takes me to the other trainings just like I set it to take me. So let's see if I don't pick any answer at all. Let's see if that will work. So if I don't pick any answer, so if you notice, if I not pick anything, it takes me to submit the form, right? So can we all
Yes,
see
ma.
that everything, all the settings that we put is working? So I'm just going to go back and click on yes.
Everything is working.
Yes. So I'm going to click on yes, and then I'm just going to select all the trainings. Or let's say I'm interested in data analysis and data science. So I'm going to click on submit. So my response has been recorded, submit, and so that's about creating forms. So the next thing I'm going to do is, okay, you've created a form, right? You want to see the response, and then maybe you want to add one or two things to your form. So if you look up here, after questions, you see responses. You notice there's one that is showing. That was the one that I filled by myself. Okay. So, but if I wanted other people to fill this form, what I'm going to do, if you see, if you look up here, the send, right? So I'll click on send. So I can either email the form. Maybe I want to send to somebody's email. I can add an editor here. What this add editor means is that, for example, I and someone are creating this form. Let's say I am Mr. Gbenga, for example. I also want Mr. Gbenga to add some questions from his end. So when I click on add editor. So Mr. Gbenga will be added as an editor, not somebody that is filling the form now, but somebody that is also creating the form with me. But for those that want to fill the form, so I'll come to this other icon here, this one. So this link, right? So this is the link to the form. So I can copy it, or I can shorten the URL and then copy it. So basically the URL is that address that leads you to the form. So you can copy the long one or the short one. The two of them will lead you to the form. So once I copy it now, anywhere I paste it, I can share it to anybody at all. So this last icon is for developers. If they want to embed this particular form into a website, for example, there are some forms you fill, it's not on Google Form, it's on the company's website. So you can embed this form through a web developer using this. But let's say I've copied my link now and then I've sent it out and people have been filling. So how do I view the responses? So here under this response, that's where you have it. So I'm going to click on this now under responses. So right now there's only one response, which is the one I filled. So you can have a summary of your response. So here the summary is giving me a summary of the email, the name. So the gender right now is only one response. So it's 100% female because it's just me. So let's say for example, 4 people fill this form. Two are male, two are female. So what will be showing here will be like 50%, 50% male, 50% female. Then based on your response, it's going to show you the percentage of people that picked Google Drive, Google Form, Google Meet, Google Docs. Then that can now give you an idea of what to include in your training. Also, the summary of where your responses live, for example. So this is not this is showing 100% because there's only one response we have right now. So also the summary of the scale of how proficient people are in computers. So the other response, maybe people that picked one, two, three, is going to show the percentage of people that picked one, people that picked two, people that picked three, people that picked five. And then why you want to join this training, all the answers will be here. Are you interested in any of our training? The percentage of people that showed yes, that showed no, that picked maybe will also be there. And then the different sections. So for this particular section now, there was no response. So you can see the response in three different ways. You can see it as a summary, which you just did. Then you can see the response based on questions. For example, I want to see all the names that have answered my questions. So I'll click on the full name. If I want to see another question, I will just scroll using this icon. I'll scroll to that question and then see all of them. And then if you want to see individual answers, so I want to see what one person answered for all, I'll go to individual and then select it. So assuming it was more than one people that filled this form, here you're seeing one of one. So let's say it was 20 people that filled this form. I can use this arrow to check the next person's response, the next person's response, the next person's response. So then we want to look at settings. You can add some settings to your form. For example, the first setting here is you can make the form a quiz. So simply making the form a quiz is simply adding scores to a question. So right now the questions don't have any score. So anything you mark on is just giving you information. But let's say I want to use this form to create an exam question or a test question, and then I want to score participants based on their answer. What I'm going to do under these settings, I'm going to click on this make it a quiz, which we'll do shortly. But first of all, let us explore the other settings that we can give it. So for example, the next setting is responses. Right now, the response does not collect email address by default. For example, the email that address that we collected, I was the one that typed it out myself. The response, I don't allow. For example, there are some forms that you fill, you see edit your response, right? Has anybody filled a form like that? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can
Okay,
hear you,
has
ma.
anybody filled a form like that where you were allowed to edit? Okay, yes, yes, very cool. So what happens is that the person allowed it by switching this on. So right now my on is off. So whoever fills this form will not be able to edit it. Okay, then the next setting is to limit it to one response. So you can do it, for example, it's an examination or maybe an application, and I'm sharing money and I don't want somebody to apply more than once. Okay, just for example, so I can limit it to one response. What it simply means is that once you've used your phone that you are signed in on to fill it, you can't fill it again. So there are some forms like that. Once you fill it, they'll tell you you can only fill this form once. You've already filled it, so you can't fill again. So those are some of the settings. Then you also have the presentation settings. That's how the form is presented. So you have the progress bar. For example, now we know we had different sections. So if I switch on the progress bar, for example, it's going to tell users, okay, you're on page 1 of 2. You're on page 2 of 2. Let's say my form has 7 sections. So it's going to indicate to users that, okay, you're on page 2 of 7. So you can on your progress bar. But if you leave it off, users will not know how many sections there are. They'll just be filling the form until they see the submit. So then shuffle question order. For example, our multiple choice question, we did not shuffle it. So what it means that anybody that fills the form from anywhere they are, they will always see that male first. They will see female next. But if we shuffle it, it means that I can open the form and I will see female first. Somebody else can open the form and then they will see male first. And then somebody else can open and they will see another option first. So depending on how you want your form to be. Then this next one is confirmation message. So remember when we submitted the form, the message was just your response has been recorded. So you can customize the message. Maybe you want to say thank you for filling my form. So you edit it and then whatever it is you want to show at the end, you write it. So if I do this now, it means that anybody that fills my form, what they will see at the end is thank you. So right now, show link to submit another response is on because I did not limit my form to one response. So view results summary, you can decide if you want the participant to view the summary of their results, but my own is off. And then the restriction, disable autosave for respondent means that, for example, if the participant had an issue and they did not fill the form, if the form loads again, most times your form is saved, so it's auto save. But if you want maybe the user to keep filling it over and over again, which is not best, you can switch this on. So then there are some defaults. So what happens is by default is that these settings is that without you doing anything, the forms will already do these things. So right now, like I told you, the form is not collecting email address by default. I'm the one that created email address. But there are some forms, once you log in, the team will collect your email address. So then the next default is that you can make all questions required by default. But I don't want to do that. I don't want all the questions to be required. I just want to make some questions required. So I'm not going to do that. So if I click on this, it's going to make the all questions required. That means they must fill all questions before they submit it. So lastly, let's just look at how to make the form a quiz. So what I'm going to do, if I want to make the form a quiz, I want to create a quiz. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the settings and then I'm going to click on make this a quiz. Okay, so I'll click on this. So when you make your form a quiz, you have two options. You can make users see their scores immediately after they submit, which is set to this right now. Or you can do it that they won't see their score immediately, but maybe later you send them an email with their score. But I'm just going to leave it on immediately. So when you are done, I'll go back to questions now. So I'm going to add a last question to my form just to make an illustration. So let's say I just want to ask a question. So I'm going to ask, um, what is the full meaning of ICT, for example? So I'm going to give different options. So when I set the option, if you notice something in the, let me just correct this. If you notice something in our question, if you look at the bottom of the question block, you see answer key. So that was not there before because the form was not a quiz. But now that we made it a quiz, so this answer key now will now allow you to set points or allot points to this particular question. And then also pick the option that is correct. So that the user, when the user picks the correct one or he picks the wrong one, yeah, the Google form will know to give the person the points or to withhold the points from the person. So after I set the question, I'm going to click on answer key. So when I click on answer key, so here I can set the points. Right now it's on 0 points. So let's say I give this question 5 points. You can give it 2 points depending on the forms you want. And then after giving the points, I will now come and mark the correct answer. So the correct answer now is C. So I've marked it. So I'll click on done. So let me go back and fill this form again and just fill only that question so that we'll see how it works. So I'm just going to remove this from required so that I will fill it easily. So sorry. Okay. So this is the question, right? So I'm going to pick on the correct answer, for example, and then next, and then I'll click on submit. So if you see thank you, remember I changed the confirmation message to thank you. So it's showing me thank you now. And then I'm seeing an option to view my score. So when I click on view score, it's going to show me if I scroll down. So it's showing me that I got the correct answer and I got 5/5. So let's say I picked a wrong answer. So let me just submit another response with a wrong answer. So let me just click this. So the reason that email is showing is because I think I put a setting to collect email by default. So that's why it's requiring me to put my email there. So now I'll click on view score. So my score, my total points here is 0/5. So I can scroll down now and then I'll see, okay, I filled the question and this is the correct answer. So you can make your form a quiz. So I'll go back to the form now. And then the last thing you can do, you can customize your form. So here now, this icon that looks like a painting palette. So I'll click on it. You can change the text style, but I'm just going to leave mine like this. You can give the form an image as the head. So for example, I clicked on this now. Just if I pick on this, for example, or it's going to appear on top. I can change the color of the form. Okay, it already changed the color because of the image, so I can give it any color I want. Let's say I wanted it to be blue. Okay, I can also change the background color. So I can also remove the image if I like. So anything you want, so you can customize your theme, and there you have it. So let me just confirm from my slide that I've covered everything that we need to cover from this Google Forms. So we have done this. We have looked at the type of questions. We have showed how to share your form and add collaborations. And then we just looked at how to customize your form. So I think that's all on introduction to Google Forms and Google Drive. So thank you all for listening. So I think it's time for the questions and answers.
Thank you very much for the very Educative lecture. Thank you.
Okay, so I think
Thank you very much, Ma.
yes.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Let me just confirm from the admin how the questions and answers is going to come in. Are they using the chat box or are they unmuting their mic?
I
Yes, you have to use the chat box. You have to use the chat box to ask their questions.
Okay, so please drop your questions because we're already almost at 2 hours. We have less than 3 minutes before the end of this class.
Please, if you have any question, put it on the chat box.
Okay,
We are there
Henry
to
is
answer
asking
your
me to
question.
walk through the mobile app. So I will just be very fast. So let me move to my phone. So can you see my phone screen?
Yes, Ma.
Okay, so for your
Yes,
phone,
yes.
you're going to have the app. So you either go to Play Store or App Store and then or your Apple Store and download if you're using iPhone. So when I go to Google Drive, it's going to open up. So if you notice the same folders that I have from there are also here. So then
Yes, Ma.
underneath you see home. Home is going to show you like all your files. Then you see start, those are the files you start. Under shared, this is files that were shared with you, and then files is everything. So if I want to upload, plus icon is here, this particular place. So if I click on it, the same with
Okay, Ma.
this, the folder is for folder to create a new folder. Upload is to upload a file. I don't think you can upload a folder with your phone. So the upload is to upload a file. You can scan a document and then you can create a new Google Doc, Google Sheet, or Google Slide. Then if you want to share, you still click on the three dots and then the option to share, make a copy, all those options will also be there. When you click on share, so this is the way to add people here. And then to change the settings, you click on these three dots, you click on manage access, and then you see that same option of general access. So right now it's restricted, you can change it.
Then you should not allow me to meet in there.
Okay. So that's the
Don't
solution
on
to
it. Don't touch it again.
your phone. So let me answer the other questions. So the next person is asking, yes, you can delete a question box. To delete a question box, you go, I think I showed it. When you any question you don't want, for example, I don't want this email question, just click on it, this delete icon, you click on delete and it's deleted. So yes, you can save a video on Google Drive. What you need to do, follow the same pattern. Upload, click on file upload, locate the video and then you upload it. But bear in mind that the size of the video is the size of MB or data you will use to upload it. So if you're uploading a video of 50 MB, you
Okay, Ma.
spend 50 MB of data. If you're uploading a video of 1 gig, you spare 1 gig of data. So it's just like when you're downloading. So you just click on file upload, locate the video on your phone or your device or wherever, and then it uploads. So how do you select the role of the people
Okay,
you're
Ma.
sharing a file with? It's under the share, sir. So when you go to the share, let's say I wanted to, the first thing you need to do, click on those three dots on the file you want to share. So let's say I want to share this particular file, I'll click on three dots, I'll click on share. And then here, this add people and groups, I'll put the person's Gmail. You type it out. So you just type it out. Me, my own is popping them up because I've shared it with them before. Then when you are done typing it out, it's going to show. If you want to add another person, you can add another person. For example, now I've added 2 emails. You can add multiple emails. After you type one, you type the next one. Then you click on send. So the person will get a notification on their email, or once they go to their Google Drive, they will see it there. So something is asking, let's say I have a questionnaire typed on Microsoft Word. How do you export it to Google Forms? Okay, what you do is you'll be copying and pasting it one by one. I don't think there is a direct method to just convert a Microsoft Word to a Google Form. So you have to do it manually. I think the only option you have is from Google Sheets, but I'll leave that for our Google Sheet expert to confirm. But for Microsoft Word, I doubt there is a connection. So the what you need to do is you'll be taking the questions, copying and pasting them one by one. So you have to do the work. To preview the form, what you need to do is, this is your form, right? This eye icon above, just try and locate my mouse. This eye icon, preview. So when I click
Your
on it,
screen. Your screen is not showing, ma. Your screen is not showing,
my
please.
screen is showing, sir. Can anybody see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah, I'm
Now,
seeing it.
please check
I'm
from
seeing it.
your end. I'm presenting my screen. Maybe you are spotlighting somebody else. So try and look for my name. So
Yeah, I can see it now. Thank
okay.
you.
So Miss Dorcas, I was explaining to Miss Dorcas that you click on this eye icon above here, after just before these 2 arrows. So you click on it to preview your form. Do we need to download what, Mr. Henry? You need to be more specific. Okay, the next question, can you make Google Drive the main drive for keeping data instead of, I don't know, I'm not sure about this because I don't use an iPhone, but I don't know, I doubt there's a way, because iPhone, the people that made it is Apple, so definitely the default is going to be iCloud. So I don't think there's a way you can change it to Google Drive. I might be wrong, but for now, I doubt. So you can check, you can go online and confirm this question, Mr. Sampson. But for now, I am not sure. Can a form be timed in case I created a quiz for my students and I don't want them to source for answers before answering? I think it can be timed, or what you can use is you can use what they call timestamp. So what happens is that when they fill the form on your responses, okay, that's true. When I was showing responses, I did not show how to link it to sheets. So for example, these responses, I want to see it in a Google Sheet. I'll go to link to sheets, right? I'll go to link to sheets. So when I click on link to sheets, it's going to create a new spreadsheet for me. Okay, so on the spreadsheet now, I can see a timestamp showing me when the person filled the form, the date and the time. And then the other details. But for if the form can be timed on its own, are you on our WhatsApp group? I would have to confirm that later, and then I will drop the answer or the response on the WhatsApp group. Ms. Dorcas, are you on our WhatsApp group? Okay, so please just I will confirm that question and then I will reply on the WhatsApp group. So just always be online and look for more information. So I think the last question is, you created a form using your laptop. How do you share it? Simple. You copy the link and then you paste it on the WhatsApp. So if I click on send, when I click on send, this icon here, this is the link. So I'll click on copy. So right now it's on my clipboard. Okay, so what you need to do is just you can paste it on, if you are logged in on your WhatsApp on your laptop, you paste it on the WhatsApp. But if you're not logged in on your WhatsApp, maybe you can paste it on a document and then transfer that document to your phone, then you copy the link from there. So the thing is that the link you copied is on your laptop's clipboard. So all you need to do is just find a way to transfer that link to your phone, either using a document or posting it directly on WhatsApp, or maybe you can send it to an email and then from the email you get the link. So anyhow you feel is best. So all you need to do is copy the link and then send it. So I think that's the last question on the chat. In the absence of any more questions, I'm going to hand over to the admin to close the class. Thank you very much for coming.
Mr. KP, thank you very much for a wonderful class. We give you kudos to you. And please, if you have not filled the form, this is your last chance to fill the attendance form. So please, the link is still on our chat box. Just scroll through the chat and you will see the link there. Quickly fill it because the link for the attendance will be closed immediately the meet is over. So please go and fill your attendance. Thank you.
The link is not on the WhatsApp group again. I'm checking if it's not there. The
We
link
do
is not
not
on the
send it to the WhatsApp again because most people who do not connect can fill the form. That's why we decided that we will not be sending it on the WhatsApp group, but we'll be sending it on the chat box. So if you are not online on the Google Meet, you will not get the attendance link.